Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a little bit since I've posted the last video, but luckily this time I actually have 3 or 4 videos already recorded and edited. So there is no me making one video and another one never going up ever again. But yeah, anyways, today is going to be a leg day. I'm going to be starting off with some standard back squats. I'm going to do a warm-up set, especially in the gym. This time in the morning, it's about 5 a.m. And for some reason, they really like to have the AC at like a good 63 degrees. So I'm going to be doing high reps like I always do. I really like to do the rep range from 15 to 20, or on the lower end, maybe 12. Preferably, I really like getting on the higher end of the reps and sets, just because I feel like it really works well for my body. And I can tell when I do lower rep ranges, which is 8 to 12 range, it just does not really work for me, especially with like heavier compound movements like this. Yeah, definitely with the higher rep ranges, I get a much better pump, and I definitely really like the burn that I get compared to the 8 to 12 range. I can get a good burn, like a really good pump and a good burn at those ranges, but it has to be exclusively like my third or my last set, and then my muscles are already fatigued. Sometimes what I'll do is I will do a warm-up set, and then I'll immediately go to the heaviest weight I can do with a heavier weight that I can do a good range. I'm not going to do a weight that I would do maybe 3 to 5 reps. It would always be around low end 8, maybe 7 sometimes if I feel really pumped, like 7 reps as in. So I'll do that. I'll do the heavy weight first, really get the muscle like when it's the most fresh right after the warm-up, and then I'll slowly go down in weight like a drop set, just not back to back. And then by the time I'm done on the last set, I'm on the lower-ish end of the weight, and then I'm pushing 15 to 20 reps. But at that point, my legs are burnt the hell out, especially from the back squats. Yeah, so as you can see from this angle, I do basically all my compound movements with heel raised. I found that with my femur bone being a bit shorter than normal, I read online that the longer your femur, so the bone above your knee and below your hip, the easier it is to get that really good stretch in with your quads. But mine are a little like shorter than normal, I guess. So I really need that extra stretch at the bottom. So doing the heel raises, basically where your butt goes below parallel or basically below the knee, it allows your quads to get a really good stretch when you're stretching the muscle, also like at the flexion point. So you have your concentric and your eccentric, right? So when you're at the bottom, like the deepest part to where the muscle's stretching the most, that's just maybe, if not more important than the flex at the end, because that's when the muscle's at its most strained position. So you're going to want to get your muscle there as much as you can. You know, obviously to the degree that's comfortable for you, but for me, I definitely need the heel raise. I do eventually buy some wedges just to have under the squat, but it works for me. So right here you can see on my last set, I'm about 12 to 13 reps in at this point, and I'm really just trying to get that good tempo in, go all the way down with good control, my feet planted, my knees going out over my toes. As you can see, that last one kind of a little rough for me. I got that little knee wobble there, but I put it through. So this part here, this is me getting back into the Bulgarians, which are very fun, very hard workout actually. I really like the Bulgarians because I always feel like I have like some kind of imbalance, and I really enjoy hitting the different legs and like making sure that one isn't completely dominant over the other. I do the lean forward to kind of hit the glutes a little bit more, which I am trying to get back up to up to strength because at this point, I believe this was last month I recorded this video. At this point, I'm gonna start doing my deadlifts again, and having stronger glutes definitely helps out with deadlifting. So me getting back into the Bulgarians and making sure my legs are both evenly balanced and I got good stability from my feet all the way to my feet to my legs. So yeah. Yeah, just swapped over to the left side, just making sure the left and the right are evenly balanced. If you guys really want to get Bulgarians down, they do hurt like hell, and you really got to push through these. But I feel like personally, you gain a lot from them, especially stability-wise, and getting those muscles that really need your core to get into work. And then stability is something that a lot of guys in bodybuilding basically ignore and completely focus on isolation exercise and stuff, which I personally love, and I definitely need a lot of it for my quads. But I just want to make sure, stability's there. You always got to get that stability in mind and that balance. Right here you can see me doing the technique to get your correct feet placement with the Bulgarians. You just kind of want to hang your butt off the end of the seat as far as you can. Get your feet planted, and generally that's a good spot for the front foot that you're going to be focusing on right there to actually do the Bulgarian split. Your foot in the back is just there for balance. It's not really going to help you push, so it's just all stability. The leg that's planted on the floor is supposed to be doing all the work. So when you do this exercise, you're just going to want to make sure that the leg that's down, you're just pretending like it's the only thing that exists, and you're putting all your effort and your thought into the leg that you have at the bottom. And you can see I can line up the right one right here to just kind of continue on. Yeah, and right there, just finishing up on the right leg, making sure I'm getting them balanced. I always try and do the left leg first, just because I do know I'm a little bit more right leg dominant, so I want to give the left leg the first round each time, just so I know I can put a little bit more effort into it, because generally for me that is something that I always have to do. Going back into the next exercise here, I got the goblet squats. This exercise personally, I just really like it. I always feel like I get a really crazy leg, like a quad pump when I do this one. I can do a fairly good amount of weight on the goblet squat, up to 120. I don't do it in this video, but the goblet squat near the tail end of your leg day, even though it's a easier exercise, but like keeping your body upright and just getting that crazy quad focus with your heels up, like I'm doing with that plate right there, it's just, you get a crazy insane burn, 15 to 20 reps. I always get a good quad exercise out of this one. So as you can see here, this is me moving up to 85 pounds, and usually with squats, I feel like I'm gonna pull a lot from Tom Platz, where just doing a shit ton of just quad-based movements, just really attacking them with squats and just a lot of high rep, high weight, or maybe medium, like something difficult, but just pushing yourself to beyond your limit, because that quad pain, it'll burn like hell, but that burning doesn't mean if you can bear that pain, that's just so much muscle that you can grow. Right here you can see I get a good little pump. The crazy thing is that my little twig leg here that's like 2 years of work, because I basically had nothing 2 years before that. Yeah, now I'm just back up to the hundreds. This is actually me getting a really good leg pump this day. I feel like I'm like commentating on my own little video. I mean, that's exactly what I'm doing. What the hell am I talking about? But yeah, I had a really good pump this day. I remember the pre-workout I started drinking this morning was, I don't remember, but I remember this day was really good. I'm gonna do the hundreds right now. I'm kind of getting into my little headspace, playing my music, blasting that shit up. But you can see here, I'm going to try and go for 15 minimum. Always try and go for 15. That's the goal. I always try and make sure I do everything at 15. I feel like if you can do any weight at 15 reps, you basically, quote-unquote, mastered the weight. If you're somebody that does a weight and you're gonna say like, oh, I did like 3. I mean, that's like near 1 rep max, which is cool. But I won't really call a weight like I did that. Like that's my weight, unless I can do 15. That's just my personal thing. There's no rule. There's nobody says that. That's just for me. I feel like if I can do 15, then I've mastered it, and that will make me feel comfortable enough to go up to the next weight. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, comment down below what your guys' leg exercises are. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.